Hello everyone, and welcome to a quick lesson about slope. Now, the first question you might have is, well, what is slope? Slope basically is when you have a line. It has to be a straight line, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't really be a line. But when you have a straight line, slope tells you what that line, what its rate of change is. So if this line is going up, this means that it's increasing as it goes up, yeah? So slope tells you how fast it's increasing. Now, another possibility that you might have is that you have a line that's going down. That happens sometimes. And of course, if you have a line that's going down, that means its consistent rate of change is decreasing. It's going down, yeah? So the slope in this case would tell you how fast the line is going down, how fast it's decreasing. That's what slope is. Now, how to calculate it? Really easy. You have a really simple formula that can be summarized as rise over run. That's basically all you have to memorize. Rise is obviously when something goes up, and run is when something goes left and right, yeah? Now, we already know that on a coordinate plane, things that go up and down on the y-axis. So the rise is the y-axis. We also know, let me just change the color here, we also know that things that go left and right on the x-axis. So the run is the x-axis. Pretty straightforward so far. Let me show you how it works in real life. Let's pretend we have 2 points. This point right here and this point right here. Now these are 2 points on a line, right? So let's go ahead and let's connect them with a line. Okay. So we've connected these points on a line. Now, I know that this line is increasing, but I want to find its slope. I want to find how quickly it's increasing, yeah? So all I have to do is find its rise over run. So from the first point on the left to the second point on the right, how much did I rise? Well, I went up 1, 2. Okay, so my rise is 2. Then my run was basically 1, 2, 3 across. So my run is 3. That's my slope, 2 over 3. That's how easy it is. That's the entire concept of the lesson. Let me go ahead and break down another example. Okay, so let's pretend we have another 2 points, yeah? Now let's say that these 2 points, one of them is here, and then one of them is here. Now these, again, are 2 points on the line, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect them. All right. So I've connected those 2 points. Great. Now I want to find out what's my rise over run. Well, in this case, I can't help but notice that I didn't really rise. I mean, the y moved, but I didn't go up. I went down. So I went down by 1, 2. Yeah? Okay. So since I went down, my rise would be negative. Negative 2. All right. Now let's find out what my run is. How far across did I go? I went across 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So my run is 4, and that's my slope. My slope is negative 2 over 4, or if I wanted to simplify, just 2, if I wanted to simplify, just negative 1/2. And that's my slope. That's pretty much it. Now, rise over run is the simple way of doing this, but what's the more in-depth way? Yeah? There's an actual formula to this. So the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now your first impression might be, oh no. Why do we have these weird numbers next to the y's? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You have nothing to be scared about. So let's pretend that you have 2 points, okay? Let's say 1 point is right here and 1 point is here. You know that points on the coordinate plane can be identified by their x and y value. So this point right here, let's call it point 1. This point here, let's call it point 2. Well, point 1, its x comma y value it has an x of 1 and it has a y of 3. All right, that looks good so far. That looks simple. And for point 2, let me make it another color. For point 2, its x and y value, well, its x value is 5, and its y value is 1. So those are my coordinates for points 1 and 2. Well, if I go ahead and I think about it like a little chart, right? So basically I have point 1, and then I have point 2, and then here I have my x, comma, y. And it's always x, comma, y because it goes in alphabetical order. Okay, the x for point 1 is 1. The y for point 1 is 3. Now if I move on to point 2, the x for point 2 is 5, and the y for point 2 is 1. So think about it. If I'm looking for my x1, that's going to be x1. So literally the x value of point 1. If I want my y1, that's going to be y from point 1, so the y value of my point 1. Let's say I want the x value of my point 2. Well, that's going to be the intersection between x and point 2. So my my x value for point 2 is going to go ahead and be 5 in this case. And another example, let's say here, oh, what's the y value for point 2? Well, that's going to be 1. That's how easy it is, okay? Now, all you have to do is take that and plug it into the formula. So your formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So my y2 is 1, let me plug that in, minus y1, which is 3, over x2, which is 5, minus x1, which is 1. Now all I have to do is go ahead and subtract. 1 minus 3 is negative 2, and 5 minus 1 is 4. Ah, look at that. We have another slope that's negative 2 over 4. And I can simplify that to negative 1 over 2. And that's how you find the slope.